Hello, my lovelies. Ginny O here, the author with no last name. And this is Ginny O Reviews, the part of the channel where I review an indie, science fiction, or fantasy book and try to answer the question, did I like this book and why? After a month hiatus, I'm back with Justine Manzano's The Order of the Key, a young adult superhero fantasy. You can find Justine at her website, justinemanzano.com, or on Twitter at Justine_Manzano. I met Justine through Right Hive, where she is an editor-in-residence. When she sent me her book, I didn't know her at all, and since then I've attended some of her very helpful Saturday classes on the Right Hive Discord. I would classify us as acquaintances. From the back of the book. Jacqueline Madison never expected to be attacked by a beast on an evening snack run. At a rescue mission enacted by a trained regiment of teenaged warriors, her night officially becomes just like a scene from one of her beloved comic books. Turns out, her parents were once members of the Order of the Key, gifted humans that protect humanity from creatures spilling through interdimensional rifts. Unable to control her newfound abilities, Jacqueline and her family rejoin the Order. After an attack on their headquarters leaves Jacqueline questioning their leadership, Kip, the boy who led her initial rescue, reveals a darker secret. The Order's leader may be corrupt, and Jacqueline's questions could put her family in danger. Drawn into the search for proof, Jacqueline must use her guts and magical brawn to protect her family, her friends, and herself from the monsters spilling from rifts and those hiding within the Order. Let's get right into it, shall we? Did teenage me like this book, and why? Teenage me loved this book. In fact, teenage me and adult me are in agreement, and the entire time we were reading this book, we didn't want to put it down, and when we got to the end, it was over, and why was it over? By the end of the second chapter, The Order of the Key had completely sucked me in and held my attention. I'm giving this book a wholehearted 5 ginger snaps. The Order of the Key is told from the viewpoint of Jacqueline. Jacqueline's voice is extremely strong throughout the entire book. She's a proud geek who owns it and consistently makes pop culture references throughout the story. They're mostly DC comic references, so they don't sound dated. If you need a pop culture reference for this story, it's Buffy Season 5 meets the X-Men. If you wanted a story where there are keys that can open portals and guardians that protect them, and what that really means in depth with everyone having superpowers and living together in a school, this is the book for you. And Jacqueline is a teenager who is a bit older before her time because of her mother's issues and having to take care of her younger sister Ghana. She has the I have to be an adult, but I want to be a kid, and I should be able to be a kid voice down pat. Jacqueline doesn't take shit, and while she's not book smart, she's figured out street and people smart. Something important when on her birthday she finds out she has superpowers and is thrust into a situation where it's not clear who the real enemy is, even if the enemy is supposed to be extra-dimensional monsters. Jacqueline will do anything to protect her sister who has been dragged into this with her, and by this I mean the titular Order of the Key. The Order of the Key is based out of a mansion and runs something like a military school, only you don't have school classes. You're learning about the Order and learning to fight. Yes, the main characters and all the characters don't magically learn to fight. They have to train. Hallelujah! Jacqueline is a key, and her sister is a guardian who is supposed to protect her. Right away, though, Jacqueline figures out things seem to be a bit backwards at the Order of the Key headquarters. If the keys can't die and the guardians can, shouldn't the keys be protecting the guardians? Saying this out loud sparks a power struggle between her and the mother of the boy who brought her to the Order. Right, the boy. Kip. Of course, this wouldn't be a young adult story without a little romance. The person who dragged her into the situation, Kip, she knew him when they were kids, and she loved him then, and it's going to be tough not to love him now. It doesn't go smoothly because he's damaged too in politics, and, well, they're teenagers. I enjoyed this a lot more than a lot of other teenage romances and books I've read because this is an established relationship. Sure, they've been separated a decade, but there is something more than, oh, he's hot. They have a foundation of experience and emotional memories to work with when it comes to their romance. It makes it feel, especially in the situation given, more realistic. Yes, things are heightened because the situation is bad and they're teenagers, but they aren't complete strangers. All the teenagers in this book really read like teenagers. Messy, sometimes shallow, a little broken, and not making the best of decisions. Doing their best really depends on the teenager, I guess. The villain is also very disturbing and chilling. I think one of my favorite things about this book is when the responsible adults are wrong, they actually apologize. It's refreshing to see adults admitting when they messed up. I don't want to go too far into depth with this because I don't want to spoil the story. The story keeps it tight and fast paced to the very gut wrenching end, where Jacqueline, true to form, isn't about to back down from anything, and I want the next book! Ah! So, bam. If a street smart teenager with superpowers who refuses to back down, an established romance, in a world I think we've barely gotten a taste of with monster hunting sounds interesting to you, please go buy Justine Manzano's The Order of the Key, debuting today on Amazon. Link in the description below. Enjoy watching me talk about books, or find this review informative? Then please hit that like or subscribe button. And if there's a book you'd like me to review, leave me a comment with a buy link or go to my website, ginny0.wordpress.com. That's Ginny, the number 0.wordpress.com, and get in contact with me there. Speaking of my website, that's where you can find me and all the information about my character-driven, found family, werewolf science fantasy and fantasy books. You can also find me on Twitter at Ginny0. My books are available on Amazon and are enrolled in Kindle Unlimited. Next time, my lovelies, I've decided to turn to science fiction to see if I can hand out more ginger snaps. See you in the next video!